Hi there, class. Mr. Scott here again on Flannel Friday. Yes, maybe this is the thing we can start for our Google Meets on Fridays. Wearing Flannel Friday. All right, today we'll talk about how authors use headings and subheadings to indicate the category of information that will follow. We as readers, when we are reading texts, need to notice what headings and subheadings that the text will have. Why? The headings and subheadings will inform us of what category of information is going to be talked about on that page or in that section. When we as readers are able to see the general topic or more specific topic that is to come, then we can draw the information that we already know in our minds and combine it with what we are learning in the book. So we can draw what we know already and combine it with what we are learning now. Okay, and then we're better able to gain a deeper understanding of what the author is trying to tell us about and guide us in. Okay, today we will use two texts, Face to Face with Whales, as well as Fly High, the story of Bessie Coleman. Now we're going to look first here at Face to Face with Whales. Now I'm going to turn here to page 23, and I want you to notice, what do you notice about this print toward the top? This heading up here. How is it different from the rest of the print on the page? Yes, the large print near the top of the page, this is called a heading. Okay? Now the heading is about the ocean. And now, since I've read the heading, I'm going to read this first paragraph here. Oceans have to stay healthy for whales to be healthy. Anything that hurts their food supply, such as pollution, overfishing, or changing ocean temperatures, can be a threat to whales. Whales use sound to communicate with each other and even to find food. Noise caused by human activity can disturb or harm whales. So why do you think the author then used this heading? Well, as mentioned, it is to inform us of what kind of information, the category of information that is to come. Now, let's go to a little bit later in the book. Okay? Page 20 and 29. You looked at this before because of the map over here, but now we're going to look at a different part over here. What do you notice about this print? About the print here? Okay, the medium-sized words, these words are called subheadings. So we have here facts at a glance is the heading on this page, but then subheadings, we have scientific name, types of whales, lifespans, food. Now, while we're looking at these subheadings, we're going to look at food. I'm going to look at this food one right here. Okay, and I'm going to read that as well. Let me scoot up a little bit. Food says, toothed whales eat fish and squid. They sometimes blow a net of bubbles to trap the fish. Some whales use echolocation to bounce sound waves off their prey. They also stun fish with a blast of sound. Baleen whales scoop up water and food and strain it through their baleen. They swallow the tiny animals left in their mouths. Okay, so why did the author use these subheadings? Okay. Yes, again, probably to inform us of what category of information. Now, what's different between the heading and subheading? This is a little bit more general. These are more specific, more detailed. Okay? Now, let's take a glance here at Fly High, the story of Bessie Coleman. Okay? Sorry, let me move that book. All right, now, I'm going to display here what do you think the information on this part of the book will be about, and how do you know? As we see here, we can see that there is a heading called Early Years. Okay? Now that could mean a couple different things, but now since I've read the book, I know that later on in the book when it talks about Chicago years, that early years means the early time of her life. Okay? So now I know when I read this section of the book that it is going to be about the early years of her life. And because I read the heading and the subheadings within Face to Face with Whales, I know the categories of information that are going to come. Now, we learned to recognize headings, which can be bigger than the main text. They sometimes are a different color, and often with capital letters, and they can indicate, as I said, the information that is on the page or in the section. Okay, and the subheadings, the main differences between subheadings and headings, subheadings are smaller in size, and they talk about more details. Okay, now today we're going to read nonfiction text again. As you are reading, notice if there are headings or subheadings in the text. All right, and as you see them, you can feel free to maybe take a screenshot or a photo of them, because we're going to talk about how did these headings and subheadings help you while you were reading. Okay, as I mentioned toward the beginning, draw that information out and then connect it, right? But how did you use the headings and subheadings in the nonfiction text you read to help you read and understand deeper? All right, have a great day. So good to see all of you last week. We'll see you again soon.